Hi everyone, welcome to this week's analysis on the STI. We are looking at the STI daily chart. Basically for this week, what we are seeing here is that STI is hesitating around the 3000 level, and we are also seeing a shortening of a thrust after Wednesday's high being put in. So what is the shortening of a thrust? Basically, it is a concept that comes from Wyckoff. When Wyckoff looks at price, it advises us to look at price in waves, a series of buying and selling waves. So for a up move or a demand coming in or uptrend, usually price doesn't move in one direction. It will move in surges of buying and selling, like a wave moving up and down, making higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend, or making lower highs and lower lows in a downtrend. So it moves in surges of buying and selling. So in the up wave, when we are coming to the close to the end of a trend, usually we will observe certain effect. One of the effect would be the shortening of a thrust. So basically, shortening of a thrust is that whenever in the up wave, in the example here, where we just shortening a thrust on the up wave will try to make a higher high, and then but after the pullback and it's try to rally it back up again, you'll put in another higher high. In the surging of the up move, we will see the higher highs are putting in a shorter distance than the previous distance between the highs. That is evidence of shortening of a thrust. Basically, that tells us that the demand is not able to keep up with the price going up, or demand is lagging. The demand is not coming into the market much. Another reason will be the opposing force, which is the supply, and the supply might just get greater and greater to stop the upward movement from making more progress. So that is the definition of the shorting of a thrust. And after shorting of the thrust, there's usually only two things that will happen. First is to that price will do sideways, and second, price will turn. However, how to determine whether the price would go sideways or turning, we would have to assess the background to give us the probability of how much probability price will move sideways, or how much probability price will make a turn. So in this chart here, when you see the STI on the background, we are seeing a lot of buying going on the STI on this up move here. There's a lot of demand coming into the market. We are not seeing any major pullbacks, although we are seeing a shortening of the up waves, but we are not seeing a lengthening of the down waves yet. So that is a sign that this up wave is still a very strong up wave. What we see in this shortening of a thrust here is that probably demand has probably been tiring out, and we are also not seeing supply that's coming in, although we are seeing some high volume bars that's stopping price from moving up, but we do not see follow through to the downside with increase in volume and making much progress to the downside in terms of extending the selling wave. So therefore, my expectation is that this shorting of the thrust might cause STI to go sideways, and we will probably have to watch what is happening in the sideways movement of this STI in the coming weeks. And also one more reason is that we are not seeing any follow through to the downside with an increase in volume. So supply, although present at a certain level, which is like at this level here, we are seeing supply coming in on the 3000 level. However, they are not following through to the downside, and we are seeing some buying that's coming in to push STI up. On the bar by bar analysis on this week's price action, we are really seeing the tiring out on the demand from the first 2 days. Although we are closing a very good close on the highs, firmly on the highs, or making higher lows and higher highs. But the volume just doesn't tell us much, because we are also not making much progress to the upside. That's probably due to the volume. So the buying here, the quality of the buying may not be of good quality, meaning from smart money, or from good quality, meaning from smart money from big boys. So it's more likely to be poor quality buying, which is coming from the public. And then we have a surge on the volume on Wednesday, and because we are going to push through the 3000 level. However, that push through doesn't really generate a lot of follow through, or even on the spread itself on that day is actually narrower than the previous day or average towards the day in the background, days in the background. So the widest spread it was needed on this bar here, which is going to break through the 3000 level, wasn't there. So it is not a very strong bar to me, even though it closed on a high. So on the Thursday we saw a sell-off, and we have a gap down, and then we saw STI come close on the low. However, volume is also not catching up, so therefore there is selling going on, and this bar confirms some weakness on this up bar here, where we think it was selling, and now this bar confirms there was selling coming into the market on this Wednesday bar. So combining the two bars here, it looks something like upthrust. So we will probably have to be careful, because there might be some pullback coming into STI. And on Friday, we are not seeing a volume coming in to follow through and push STI up. Instead, we close off the high, and we're also closing below the high of the previous day's bar. If you look at this Friday bar, we are also, the high also wasn't able to take out the close of the Wednesday bar, or even go beyond the Wednesday bar. Just suggests that demand is not really coming into the market, or probably they are staying lines to watch what the market is doing. And we will probably be expecting some pullbacks here, and but in my opinion, because of the strong background, we are not going to see a turning point. We're probably going to see some pullback, probably to a logical level of 2920, between 2900 to 2920 level, this zone for a support. We hope to see a low volume pullback, and then that will be telling us that the supply here is probably exhausted, and we might be seeing another new leg up above the 3000 level. So that is more from the daily chart. We are taking into consideration the structure to have an anticipation of STI moving sideways. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. Find something interesting. We are making a consecutive positive movement, 7 consecutive positive movement on the weekly chart. That is 7 weeks of up move without a pullback. So this is very, very strong, and it is a very, very bullish sign of STI putting in, because if you look to the near history here, we are not seeing a 7 consecutive weeks high here, and this is not a normal sense, and we are making a very, very nice angle of ascent. So the bulls are coming back into the market, no doubt about it, because of this up move here. So I would expect STI probably in the near future to probably break the 3100, or even coming close to the 3200 level, which is the major challenge in order to make a new high in the STI. So I would expect more upside for STI to come, but however, I would really want to see STI pull back, because there might be a lot of weak hands coming into the market in this up move here, and also going to shake out the supply that is in above. So if you are going to take position in between here, you'll probably have to trap in between the supply and also the demand that is probably going to be saturated, and the pullback will probably come. So I would likely hope to see a more serious pullback here, with to flush out all the weak hands, in order for STI to prepare a better ground for STI to move all the way through to the 3100, or even to the 3200 level for a test in the coming months. So the weekly chart is providing a very strong sign of strength. Bulls are coming into the market. The dailies is also so therefore we are not expecting a turning point here. We are going to expect STI for a further up move. So what we want to prepare ourselves is we will want to look for low volume pullbacks. However, we will also have to pay attention to what is developing in the world market, because the world market may just turn the tide in the stock market very significantly in a very short-term basis, which will probably be not an ideal time if it's going to take a big position now. So the world market still has a certain impact on the STI, but on the long run itself, this up move here is going to require much more effort to negate. So we will want to put that in mind and have that in mind, back in our mind, trying to remember that and not get into the euphoria state of keep buying without knowing the danger. So that is my analysis for STI this week. We'll see you next week. Have a nice trading week. Thanks.